Denver 7 On Demand is brought to you by Ferguson and BAC Appliance Center, the best in bath, kitchen, and lighting for your home.
I'm Brian Sanders.
And I'm Molly Hendrickson with the latest from Denver 7. Reality TV star Dog the Bounty Hunter and his team will have some extra incentive on their next case. Dog's Edgewater storefront he and his late wife Beth owned was completely ransacked yesterday with some of Beth's own personal items stolen. You can see the front door is smashed out. Late last night, Dog offered a large cash reward on Twitter for anyone with information about who did this. The Denver Doghouse store is right near Sloan's Lake Park in Denver. It has small apparel and souvenirs dedicated to the show. Now this hits especially hard for Dog because his wife Beth died after a battle with cancer in June.
We have a news alert this morning that could impact your weekend plans. Several parks and open spaces are closed because plague-infested fleas have been found on prairie dogs there. Our Eric Lufer explains the precautions in place in Commerce City because this could be dangerous for humans as well.
If you come in contact with a prairie dog with the plague, you can certainly get really sick, but it is treatable. More on the symptoms in just a bit. But we're here on the south side of Dick's Sporting Goods Park where restrictions are in place for events. The parking lots that are not paved, you can see here, they are closed because the health department's trying to keep people away from prairie dogs that may be infected. Take a look here. The Prairie Gateway open space is also closed. That's an area just to the north of Dick's Sporting Goods Park here in Commerce City. Even the Rocky Mountain Arsenal is temporarily closed. That's the huge area that runs along the north side of 56th Avenue. There are also some other fields along 56th that are closed right now as well. It is a good time to talk about those symptoms if you have the plague. Fever, swollen and tender lymph nodes, chills and extreme exhaustion. It can be treated with antibiotics. As for your pets, they won't get sick, but they could certainly transfer those plague-infested fleas to you, the owner. I'm Eric Lufer, Denver 7.
A Colorado cycling community continues its push to keep cyclists safe on the roads following a tragic and deadly July. Tonight, a group of cyclists takes to the streets for a second time this week to promote the rights of cyclists. Earlier this week, hundreds of cyclists remembered mother of two, Alexis Bounds. She was killed near the Denver Country Club last week. Right now, Andrew Bernstein continues to fight for his life at Denver Health. He was hit by a van last week while riding his bike on Arapahoe Road in Boulder County. State troopers are still looking for the Dodge Ram van accused of hitting him. Tonight's rally starts at 6:30. The group is asking cyclists to gather at the Denver Skate Park. By now, you've seen the highlights of the Broncos win over the Falcons in the Hall of Fame game in Canton, Ohio. And now the focus turns to the two famous Broncos.
Tomorrow, late owner Pat Bowlen and former defensive back Champ Bailey will both be enshrined. Our Jason Grinauer is in Canton with preparations for the big event.
Now that the game has happened, the field at Tom Benson Memorial Stadium will now be built up into a stage for Saturday night's enshrinement. In front of the Hall of Fame, this is going to turn, though, into a bit of a photo studio as Hall of Famers and legends gather for a photo op, including members of the class of 2019. One member, though, who will be missed here and will not be a part of that photo op, late Broncos owner Pat Bowlen. His family represented him on the field last night at the Hall of Fame game. It's been just 7 weeks since Pat Bowlen passed away. The owner's life was celebrated then in Denver and will surely be here in Canton tomorrow. Broncos Hall of Famer Rod Smith played under Mr. B during his time with the Broncos. We spoke to him about the late owner going into the Hall.
But we're going to celebrate him. We're going to celebrate his family and what he left. And I always believe, a man he's going to leave his work still here on this earth. And he left his work and his kids. He left his work and his family, his employees, all of us who he touched at one point in time. He left his work in us, and we're going to pass that work forward.
And of course, we can't forget about Champ Bailey, also being enshrined on Saturday. Bailey took to Twitter saying he, quote, looks forward to it with a giant smile. Inductees will meet the media just a little bit later on today here in Canton. Our Troy Rank will be there. We'll have you covered all day long. Reporting from Canton, Ohio, in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, I'm Jason Grinauer, Denver 7.
Several new laws go into effect today that were passed in the recent legislative session. Among them is a law that limits the amount landlords can charge for rental application fees. Before this law, landlords could really charge whatever they wanted. Now they can only charge what it costs for screenings like credit checks and references. Another law makes it easier for you to become a registered voter. Starting today, anyone who applied for a new or renewed driver's license at a DMV location or Medicaid office will automatically have their information sent to the Secretary of State's office. You'll then have 20 days to accept or decline the registration.
The Adams 14 school district starts school in 2 weeks, but the district continues to deal with lawsuits from its recent takeover process. The district and State Board of Education are asking a judge to throw out several lawsuits filed by a local teachers union. The teachers union claims the state overstepped its authority by requiring the district to hand over control to a new company because of poor performance. They claim the new management company was not selected by Commerce City voters and want a judge to put leadership back in local control. The state claims the teachers union wasn't hurt by the decision and shouldn't be allowed to sue.
Well, you might be taking your dogs along with you to enjoy the great outdoors this weekend.
While the car may feel comfortable to you, it could feel completely different for your best friends.
Nicole Brady has details on a new invention helping us make sure our dogs are safe when they travel with us.
My dogs are 13 years old, both of them, and they've made many a trip in the back seat, the way back here. And I don't always know if they're comfortable during the long ride or if we have to take a quick stop and leave them in the car if it's okay to do that. That was the same concern for William Lupesco, the creator of Pup Tech. His dog Clovis goes everywhere with him. The Pup Tech device monitors a car's temperature and humidity. It also has a GPS and a microphone so you can hear if your dog is barking or whining, and then it sends you all that information through a smartphone app. Now, this isn't about letting dog owners leave their dogs unattended in cars for long periods of time, but Colorado accelerator Rika Technologies, which helped William launch Pup Tech, says even they realized this was a common concern.
Resonates with people. Everybody wants to spend more time with their dog, and they're always looking for a way to do that. And especially in Colorado, where the temperature extremes can be, even on the same day, can be so massive.
And by the way, Rika Technologies invests in great tech ideas that could help people or animals, so you might want to look them up if you have an idea. As for Pup Tech, that should be widely available to all dog owners sometime next month. Nicole Brady, Denver 7.
Hoping it will cool down slightly this weekend. Here's Lisa.
Yeah, we're going to see highs right around normal, so close to 90 degrees this weekend. Today started off with a lot of fog. It's starting to clear out, though, now. Yesterday we had some good thunderstorms that rolled through, so we're left over with a little bit of moisture and obviously some fog across the plains. Skies will clear out. We should be in the mid to upper 70s here in Denver by about 10 o'clock this morning, so it's going to be a nice warm up today. 60s in the mountains as you head west by 10, and then by early afternoon, some low to even upper 80s. Greeley right around 87. Close to the lunch hour. Now, we'll get a few storms popping up in the foothills and mountains, but there's going to be a slight chance of those rolling east. We'll be under a little mix of sun and clouds this afternoon in town with our highs in the upper 80s, and again, a slight chance for a storm. The risk of severe weather today, though, is a lot lower than what we saw yesterday. 10 o'clock tonight, still some storms down across the southern half of the state, mainly south of I-70, with some upper 70s here in Denver, so it's going to be a beautiful Friday evening. Early Saturday morning, 7 o'clock, we're in the 60s. And then tomorrow afternoon, a little toastier. Should be right around 90 degrees tomorrow for a high, with, again, a slight chance for a late day storm. So overall, the big picture is going to be a lot drier both today and tomorrow. The Rockies here in town, the Giants are here, and we're going to see temperatures in the mid 80s by first pitch at 6:40, and then upper 70s by the end of the game with a little bit of cloud cover, and again, a very slim chance for a storm. Tomorrow on Saturday, highs right around 90. Great afternoon and evening for a barbecue. Sunday, we'll see a few more late day thunderstorms. Now on Sunday, training camp continues for the Broncos, and that starts at 9:15 on Sunday morning. 70s to start, but will be in the low 90s by early afternoon with a few storms later in the day, likely after training camp if you're heading out there. Next week, kids head back to school. Aurora Public Schools, the first to go back on Tuesday. Upper 80s by the time those kids are getting off the bus, and then they'll have a few hours of sunshine, you guys, to somewhat continue their summer.
All right, thank you, Lisa. Thank you for watching this Denver 7 Now update.
Make sure you check back here later today for another update and download the free Denver 7 app for breaking news and alerts. Have a great Friday.